You running out there one-on-one, and most teams can't handle you. I don't give a damn what's going on. And when you on a team like Alabama, you're going to excel. But those guys, a lot of those guys don't pan out offensively. It's, again, not a knock against Coach Saban. It's just, hey, he, like Bobby Knight used to say, I ain't coaching to get you into the pros, I'm coaching to win. Now, if your ass get to the pros, that's good, but I'm trying to win a national championship, and that's what Nick Saban doing. That's what Coach K doing. That's what Dabo Sweeney doing. That's what they all doing. Now, some of them do a better job at developing offensive talent than Coach Saban, but they don't do a better job at winning. So, do you want to win or you want to be developed offensively? If you read the Age Rap book, fuck that championship, I want some money. Then it's a bestseller worldwide. Then you out there trying to go to another school that's going to develop your talent so you can go to the NFL and play your ass off, bust your ass, and get as much money as possible. But that's neither here nor there. Jalen Hurts is a big time prospect, and of course he needs to go to the right situation. A good situation for him to go to is this to be coached by the dumb of the Las Vegas Raiders, aka John Drew. Y'all know that's my team, but I don't like Buddy, and he ain't never showed me anything that was impressive. So he's gonna be the dumb until he showed me something. Next dude up is Jake Fromm, y'all. Jake Fromm has had the brother Cool said he's a frequent listener, and he supporter of this network. I've heard him say time and time again that Jake Fromm is solid. Jake Fromm is solid. He is the dude. He is like that cat, the Red Rifle, that's in Cincinnati. He ain't gonna freak the game for you, but he ain't gonna win it for you either. But that's the type of dudes that you need. You just need somebody that's not gonna blow the game. Now, Red Rifle, he will blow a game, but if you notice, when Marvin Lewis had them dudes twerking out there, they was killing it. They were staying healthy, and he is the first. Whether y'all want to know it, whether y'all know this or not, this dude is the first guy in Cincinnati Bengals history to make the playoff 3 straight years. You got potential Hall of Famer Kenny Anderson. You got Big Doofus, Boomer Esiason. Him and Steve Young on 2 left-hand athletes. I really don't mess with. But Big Doofus, Boomer Esiason made it. He was league MVP that made it to the playoffs back-to-back years. So he made it to a Super Bowl. Kenny Anderson made it to a Super Bowl. Red Rifle, the only dude to make it to 3 straight playoffs. So big up to the Red Rifle. So if you go look at this, hey, Fromm is solid. I wouldn't pick him, but he's a solid pick in the first round. Now, next up, I want to talk about this. This is the greatest lie being perpetrated against the sports world. And that is the running back position is obsolete. The running back position is a situation that you can find somebody in the running back position anywhere. This is why you need to be tuned in to the end of this podcast every Tuesday on Built for This Network, hosted by yours truly, H. You can go through the National Football League and find very few players in league history that has lasted an extended period of time at any position. The Buffalo Bills have had one excellent quarterback in the history of their team. The Miami Dolphins have had 2. The Patriots have had 1. The Jets have had 1. That's a whole division, and you got 3 goddamn quarterbacks. You see what I'm saying? You got 4. You got 4. How is it that the running back position is obsolete and out of style because we pass it so much? But hey, I guarantee you, I say this every week, every time we talk football, show me the team without a very good running game that won the Super Bowl, and you will be showing me no team in the history of the game. Hey, remember? Hey, Drew Brees, man. But remember, they had the Thomas boys, they had Bush, and guess what happened? The more times you let Drew look like the man and be the little man on the top of the statue or the trophy, the more they lose. If they would have run the ball against the Rams a couple years ago and everybody was mad, if they'd run the ball, guess what wouldn't have happened? Drew Brees wouldn't have freaked the game and they would have won. So it's easy to say, it's a passing league. No, it ain't. It's never going to be that. You run to win, you throw to score. It's basic football. But when you're looking at these dudes who playing football, Buffalo Bills, 2 good football players at the running back position in their entire history. The Dolphins, 2 good football players at the running back position. The Patriots have yet to have one. The Jets, they've yet to draft when they had Curtis Martin that they drafted. So when you look throughout the whole history of the Ravens, the Cincinnati Bengals, the Browns have Jim Brown. That's it. The Steelers have 2, but they only drafted 1. That's Franco Harris. They traded for the Bucs. When the Houston Texans haven't been around long enough, the Colts have drafted 1. They drafted 2. Falk and James. Jacksonville Jaguars 1. The Tennessee Titans 2. Earl Campbell and Eddie George. You see what I'm saying? It ain't like every few years a big time running back comes out and lasts 10 years. So for people to say, well, you can find a running back anywhere. No, you can't. No, you cannot. Just like if that's the case, let's use that same logic. Joe Montana, again, 4th round, Tom Brady, late. So that means you can find a quarterback anywhere. Drew Brees wasn't their 1st round draft pick. Boomer Esiason, the league MVP, won the 1st round draft pick. Hell, Johnny Unitas, arguably the greatest quarterback in the history of the game, the inventor of the 2-minute drill. This motherfucker got cut several times. So this is propaganda. What they're doing is trying to devalue the running back position so these owners can keep money in their pockets. But magically, again, anytime I talk race, I get 50 different Instagram posts or 50 different tweets talking about you always going racial. Explain to me why why didn't you hear anything about Christian McCaffrey's carry? Christian McCaffrey has been injured on several times, on a couple of occasions. Leonard Fournette has been injured on a couple of occasions. They were drafted 1 person apart. Now, Christian McCaffrey had a way better season, but Leonard Fournette finished 6th in the league in rushing last year. See, it's easy to talk this nonsense, but back it up with some empirical data. Stop telling me about what the computer said. Once you get this many carries and that many carries. Wait, so I need to tell Adrian Peterson he had too many carries. Remember that? Oh, well, Adrian Peterson didn't lead the team to the Super Bowl. You know what? Adrian Peterson never had a solid quarterback behind him. He had a coach who was a Riri. Let's just be honest, y'all. When Adrian Peterson was at his best, he had a couple of quarterbacks out of Florida State. Come on, man. Stop. Florida State ain't put out a quarterback. Jameis Winston is the best quarterback that ever be drafted out of Florida State. Chris Weinke won a Heisman. And what was the other bomb? They picked another bomb, Riri, a couple years ago. Look, running backs are valuable. And yes indeed, if you get a running back and run him into the ground and beat him to death, he's not going to last as long as you like. Excuse me, everybody. Sorry about that. He's not going to last as long as you like. That goes without saying. If you allow a quarterback outside of Cam Newton to get hit, he's not going to last. Anthony Carter was taking big hit after big hit after big hit. He didn't last. Al Toon didn't last. So, see, when they want to make it seem like running backs, oh man, they're expendable. Anybody can get one of them. Sammy Smith was with the Broncos for a year. Christian McCoy had about 4 good years. Then you get the Marcus Allen in that division. Bam. Chargers never had Marcus Allen and LT. The Cardinals never had a running back. The Rams had Dickinson. Nonsense. Or Dickinson and traded for Falk. The 49ers had Craig, and they let Ricky Watters go before he had a chance. The Seahawks, they haven't drafted anybody. You see what I mean? It's not like this. It is equally difficult to fill the running back position as it is the quarterback position. Oh, it's the easiest position to transition to in the National Football League. Well, if that's the case, why don't everybody have a big-time running back? Because everybody isn't a big-time running back. Can you win with running back committee? Hell yeah, you can. But can you dominate games and beat the snot out of people and let your defense rest so they can be able to beat the snot out of their opponents? See how the Seahawks, Chicago Bears, New York Giants, Tampa Bay Buccaneers. See, isn't it awful coincidental when you look through history? The teams that have been most dominant, let's just take it since 1980. Let's not go back to the Stone Ages when they was on the ball 25 times a game. 1980, Dallas Cowboys had Tony Dorsett back to back. They went to three of the first 4 NFC Championship games. The New York Giants, Rodney Hampton, Joe Morris, whack-ass Tiki Barber, and the big old boy, I can't think his name right now, Bradshaw out of SIU. Philadelphia Eagles could never get over the hump because they had little bitty, they had the two little bitty Westbrook. But the moment they get the big running back, the big boy, Jai and Blunt from Miami, what happens? They get Blunt from Miami. They get a Jai from Miami. No, they get Blunt from the Patriots, and get a Jai from Miami. They run the ball, win the Super Bowl. Ricky Irvins, Kelvin Bryant, George Rogers. That's when the Redskins ain't been too good ever since they didn't have a running back. The Bears had arguably the greatest running back in the history of the world, ran them right to the Super Bowl. The Lions were respectable from 89 to 99. Guess who they had? Barry Sanders. The Packers ain't won a Super Bowl since they ain't had a running game. The Minnesota Vikings were respectable when they had Adrian Peterson. Now they got the boy Dalvin Cook. They're respectable again. This is not coincidental, people. Stop downplaying the running backs. And because they downplaying the running backs, I'm going to tell y'all the running backs to look for. The running backs you need to be looking for is J.K. Dobbins out of Ohio State. He had a banged up first year, but guess what? They don't run the ball as much as they used to. That's why his numbers falling out. Jonathan Taylor from Wisconsin, catch, run, throw. He can do everything. Dude is all world, all the time. He unstoppable. Big time ball player. DeAndre Swift out of Georgia. He's a bullet. He's number one with a bullet. If the Falcons have any brains in their head, while they got Todd Gurley down there, they get Swift, because he's going to be in the later rounds. Get DeAndre Swift. Don't even let him lead the state of Georgia. Falcons. You got anything that resembles brains, get Swift. With Todd Gurley, you got to have Todd Gurley for 3 or 4 years. You're going to have Smith or Swift for 3 or 4 years. You keep him on the low because you're not having him as a workhorse back. Y'all, if you be back on top. And guess what? The last time Matt Ryan looked like Natty Ice, they had a running game. Go figure. Then you got Clyde Howdrey out of LSU. Look, keep talking about how great Joe Burrow was. Keep talking about how awesome he was. And guess what? He had mad talent all around him. It's amazing how Joe Burrow is the man. He got a big time running back on his team. He had Randy Moss' son. I can't think his name right off the top of my head. He had Thad Moss. Thad Moss on his team. He had Jefferson on his team. He had 2 other big time receivers on his team. And nobody says anything about that. The reason Tua was good because he had better receivers than most NFL teams. Then I tell y'all, man, it's always something to make somebody else look bad when they get behind one dude. But like, back to the running backs. Then you got Cam Akers out of Florida State University. He is the forgotten soul from the Jimbo Fisher era. This boy can play football, and if anybody get him, he is just like Dalvin Cook. He can run over you. He can run around you. He can shake you out your socks. People, be aware of these people. If these guys come up on your team need a running back, you need to be looking for them. 2 guys that nobody's talking about. It is this dude from South Carolina called Rico Dowell. Big time running back, y'all. And then this dude Zach Moss out of Utah. Awesome football player because he's on the West Coast, and everybody who think they somebody is on the East Coast. That's why the West Coast schools don't get a whole lot of love. Unless you at SC or one of the big time schools. Y'all be sleep. Y'all be going to sleep early. I'm a football nerd. I watch football all night long. Football is an awesome game. It makes a man out you. I know that's cliche foolishness, but I'm just letting you know. Your kid is playing football. You have a kid in a situation where he will excel because he's not a follow leader. Because you can't make people play football. Now, with that being said, I want to talk about something outside the draft. We've already talked about the hypocrisy of the draft. We've always talked about the deck being stacked. And I'll talk about that a little more later. What I do want to talk about is the fact that Rob Gronkowski and Tom Brady have pulled this coup. And they both end up in Tampa Bay. Hey, Tom Brady is a stand-up guy. Tom Brady is the greatest of all time. Tom Brady is Charlie G. Wiz, and you can always trust what he says. Tom Brady and Ron Gronkowski